Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Jill Duggar and Derek Dillard became estranged from her parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, years ago, and one major issue was her nose ring. When she first wore it in 2017, Counting On fans were thrilled, but her dad had some very deep-seated issues. Worse, she wore pants. As detailed in her book, Counting the Cost, a terrifying encounter arose, and it triggered other people with similar overly strict parents. Derek Dillard was a skinny young man working in Nepal when Jim Bob Duggar took his daughter to meet him. At the time, he wasn't aware that his choice of a man for his daughter would turn out to be a tower of strength and a knife in the kidney. These days, the couple walk their own road, and she learned to place boundaries. But when he demanded she speak to him about wearing pants in a nose ring, it was a terrifying experience, and others with similar upbringings feel triggered when they read about the encounter. Jill Duggar's book, Counting the Cost, is making her money, and she and Derek Dillard paid off their home with the proceeds. However, that's not why she wrote it. She wanted to tell her story her way after the Expose Amazon docuseries, Shiny Happy People. Imagine if your father worked himself into a towering rage because you wore pants or a nose ring, and you were already a mom and married. Who would have thought that sort of thing goes on in the 2000s? After reading the Counting On Alam's book recently, an OP on Reddit explained how they related to the tale of an encounter after his daughter stood up to him via a text message. The excerpt post covered the ugly incident when he verbally attacked her, and she feared a physical confrontation. The Counting On Alam wrote, "He hated that hunk of metal in my nose. He despised how I was dressing in ways that put sexual thoughts in guys' minds. Instead of his sweet Jilly muffin, I was now a threat to the rest of his children, and a threat to his authority." The TLC alum detailed more about how Jim Bob Duggar allegedly acted aggressively, yelling at her as he towered over her. At one stage, she feared he might physically lash out at her, and she held onto Derek Dillard tightly so he wouldn't make things even worse. The original poster on the social media platform wrote, "As a young woman who had to break contact with her father, this made me stop reading to take a breath. In my case, I was too tomboy for my paternal family. Dad and his wife, mom and stepdad are normal people, and I had to hide tattoos and stretched lobes from them. I have 2 helix piercings, and the first of them grants me a 2 months law of ice from his wife. This was f***ing triggering for me." Lots of people already read the TLC alum's book. Those who missed that part were shocked, but others felt angry because Jim Bob Duggar claims to be a Christian. You know, love, peace, forgiveness, etc. Ew. My stomach immediately tied in knots reading this. He really expects his grown married daughters to ask permission from him to wear pants? What an insane person he is. I identified with way too many parts of her story. The attitudes and lines from JB and Merch are way too familiar. It's extras because according to their beliefs, those girls were under new headships as soon as they got married. Jill says in the book she discussed the pants thing with Derek, and he didn't care what she wore. JV is going against his own teachings by overriding the husband's. He's a vile, controlling ****** who will never change. What are your thoughts? Like Jill Duggar, can you relate to overly strict and controlling parents? Sound off in the comments below, and come back here for all your Duggar family news. Counting On Alum Jill Duggar is back on social media after a quick break. During her absence, the 32-year-old mom spent some time with her family in Arkansas. Many were surprised by her participation at the Duggar family's Christmas party last year. It created speculation that the 4th Duggar child is trying to build a much better relationship with her parents as they enter 2024. However, Jill's recent return tells a different story. Jill surprised many with her sudden appearance at the Duggar family's Christmas party last year. Some fans assumed that she wouldn't be spending her holidays with the Duggars due to their strained relationships, especially with her parents. Others couldn't believe that Derek Dillard was with her as well, who's been trying to expose Jim Bob's controlling behavior during their time on the show. Some thought that the Counting on alums were finally setting aside all the issues and building a better future with the Duggars. But it seems it wasn't the case for Jill with her recent IG post. In an Instagram post, Jill shared a clip from her latest podcast with Derek. The Counting on alums participated in the Unplanned podcast with Matt and Abby. But the things that Jill revealed surprised many. One of the things they talked about was the strict core values of the IBLP. The married couple also mentioned that the 6-inch rule distance during their courtship was a real thing. Furthermore, Derek talked about the control issue they experienced with Jim, Bob, and Michelle. He also added that the said issue would still be a thing even without the reality show. According to him, the controlling in-lucked Jim Bob restricting them from talking about finances or the show with any other people. Jill Duggar also talked about the IBLP's core teachings about not limiting the kids you have. The former TLC star received tons of positive comments following her post. Freaking pumped, so thrown off, yet so happy for this collab. Her parents mean well though and have beautiful hearts. I hope this doesn't hurt them. Oh shoot, this one will be good. No way, I am so excited for this. Aside from participating in a podcast, Jill also took to social media to share a rare picture with her son, Frederick. Took a little break. Happy to be back. Happy 2024, y'all, she captioned. The Counting on alum didn't share the face of her son for privacy reasons. Many also commended Jill for the decision she made for her children following her oldest brother's conviction. I love that y'all have stopped showing your children's faces, one person said. I really admire that you protect your kids by keeping their faces turned away from the camera. You're such a good mom. Loved your audiobook, another commenter added. Nobody from the supersized family reacted to Jill Duggar's post about her podcast, creating speculation that they're not on good terms again. Counting on alum Jill Duggar is known for her strained relationship with her parents, Jim, Bob, and Michelle. She even published a book that talks about her challenging past with her family, especially during the reality show. However, the 32-year-old caught the attention of many after she was spotted spending her 2023 Christmas with the Duggar family in Arkansas. Since then, the 4th Duggar child has gone MIA. One of Jill's last social media posts was about a small part in her book, Counting the Cost, that talks about attunement. According to the Counting on alum, she and Derek were once asked about the said world, and they both went blank. But the person who asked them later explained that it was about the importance of a couple learning to communicate on a deep and emotional level. Instinctively, I liked it and Derek, and I added the word to our vocabulary. We needed it. Somehow, throughout all the chaos around the show and with my family, we'd stayed strong together, she added. Just a few days after sharing a beautiful message from her book, Jill was spotted spending Christmas with her family in Arkansas, along with Derek. James uploaded a photo of the married couple talking to Jed. Not much is known about what happened at the Duggar family's Christmas party, but it's clear to see that Jim, Bob, and Michelle are still keeping that tradition of gathering everyone for the special day. However, not many are impressed with Jill Duggar and Derek Dillard's appearance at the big house, especially after all the actions they took to expose Jim, Bob, and the IBLP. They even participated in the documentary Shiny Happy People, which is something that the Duggar parents were saddened about. Some even took to Jill's comments section to call her out for her sudden decision. How could you go to your parents' house to celebrate Christmas as if things are okay? Very disappointing. He's obviously using you for the photo op, one person said. I have your book and enjoy following you, but have not finished it yet. I'm confused though by recent news you went to their home for Christmas. I hope this was a safe decision and your dad was not there. Have a happy new year, another commenter added. Jill has yet to resurface following her appearance at the Duggar compound during last year's Christmas. Regardless, some are still glad that she's becoming more in touch with her family today. The former Counting On star has also made it clear that she and her parents have been working towards healing. We're not on the best terms with some of my family. We've had some disagreements, but we're working towards healing definitely and restoration. But we're having to kind of just take some time and heal. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have yet to resurface on social media as well. The two have been silent on social media since the CSAM arrest of their oldest child, Josh.